What's going on, everybody? You found Bottom Tier Collector. I'm your host, the Bearded One. As always, thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting on my content. It's always much appreciated. Bringing some more bottom tier content from a bottom tier creator. And today we got a book I read. No, not Justice League number 4. Just put that up for decoration. Booster Gold number 1. Oh my God, he's spearheading a key comic book. Oh my God, it's not going to be a 9.8. He's flipping through it. Oh my God. Yeah, I barehanded it. Yeah, I read it. And it was good. And I liked it. And it's not a 9.8. And I like it. It's not a 9.8. No offense to all you slabbers out there. All you people that don't touch your comic books. I just, personally, I don't care about all that. I just want to read my comic books, and I want to enjoy the stories inside them. And I thought this would be appropriate for what's going on in the comic book market right now. James Gunn having given a poll to fans, trying to see who fans would want to appear most in a movie or a TV show. And then we got Booster Gold being at the top of that list. And now the announcement that we just had a week or two ago, Booster Gold getting a TV show. So, I've never read Booster Gold number 1 until today. And I now know a little bit more about the character than I already did. So, the comic book opens up with a scene of a comic book creator from a company that we don't know until the end of the book, and he's struggling to find an idea. His one of his creators that he's dealing with, he's an editor-in-chief, I think is what he is, this company. And he's distraught because one of the creators of one of the properties his company puts out has to delay the book, and apparently he's running out of money, and he's looking for inspiration. He needs that next great character to put in his comic books to make money and get his company off the ground. Looks in the newspaper and sees Booster Gold, and the light bulb goes off. He's instantly thinking, we got to do Booster Gold. And then we are quickly changed to a scene of Booster Gold already negotiating. We're number 1. This is the first appearance of Booster Gold. Hadn't even got the origin story yet. And we're taken to a scene of him negotiating with a shady movie agent named Conrad for the deal for the first Booster Gold movie. And he's being pretty stubborn with the guy. The guy's trying to talk Booster down in the talks, and Booster won't have it. Booster's pretty much saying, this is going to be the biggest thing there's ever been. This is the movie you're going to want to put out, and this is the movie that's going to make it rain on you. No, you're going to pay me this much money. And it's funny, there's some name dropping here in this issue, and he says, the money was $5 million. And he says, $5 million? We don't even give Stallone that much money. And then Booster presses even more. He says, and you're going to give me 10% of merchandising. 10%, and then finally the guy caves. Says, all right, if you'll sign on the dotted line, I'll get your paperwork typed up, and we'll make this movie happen. And then we're switched to a scene. This wasn't explained. There's like a shady scene at the Railu Towers or something. I'm not sure how to pronounce the word. Where two people I guess they're investigating Booster Gold. We're introduced to some dialogue between two unknown characters where they found a fingerprint of Booster Gold's fingerprint on a glass, and they've taken the glass and they're going to run it through some DNA tests, and they're going to figure out who Booster Gold is. And that scene doesn't really go anywhere else in the book, but I'm sure it plays out over time. It looks like a little seed planted, and as you read more books in the run, you'll see that plot thread play out. I'm not very familiar with Dan Jurgens' writing, but it seems like in this first issue, he's planting a lot of seeds. It's not just one linear story. He's definitely setting up different things. We've got that introductory page, and then we're getting this nefarious scene, and then we've also got Booster Gold setting up his movie, and then we're also taken to we're introduced to Booster Gold's agent, Dirk Davis, who is running, I think it's Booster Inc., LLC, or something like that. And we're seeing how he's setting up all these deals for Booster Gold. And we're getting the idea, we're getting set up that Booster Gold is a capitalist. He's definitely trying to profit off being a superhero. And then kind of the main thread of the story, Booster leaves his meeting with the movie agent Conrad, and then he immediately stumbles upon a wreck. Two cars crash. Booster jumps into action, and Booster saves the boy and his mother. And then we're introduced to a bunch of these alien-looking goons that are firing lasers at Booster Gold. And Booster's suit is bulletproof. Don't necessarily know that if you were reading this in real time in '86. But Booster's suit is bulletproof, so nothing's happening. And Booster thrashes them all, and then we get a fight with the big boss, Blackguard? Looks like an alien warrior from another planet, and he's stolen a military guidance system from Star Labs. And Booster and Blackguard have quite an interesting fight. I actually wasn't bored. They did a really good job with the action sequences. Who's the artist? I didn't say. I just know Dan Jurgens wrote it. Anyways, it says right there on the cover, Blackguard. Should have looked at the cover, or should have read the story. But and eventually, Booster subdues Blackguard, and then I guess Dirk Dash, his agent, through either Skeets, his remote control robotic assistant sidekick deal, either through Skeets or through his suit, they're tracking his movements, and they know that he's on his way to return the guidance system back to Star Labs. And so he gets to Star Labs, and the media's there because Dirk Dash was wanting to get the arrival time of Booster Gold arriving at Star Labs, and one of the scientists is furious that he's made such a media frenzy of it. And just kind of painting the picture of who Booster Gold is in this scene. You know, Booster wants to be in the media. He wants to be seen. He wants to be heard. He's very proud. He doesn't do things because it's the right thing to do. He does things because he thinks he can profit off of it. It can get him noticed. It can make him famous. And the scientist kind of berates him for mishandling this military guidance system. And then something goes off. The guidance system is inside a suitcase, and the suitcase blows up. We're not really sure about the aftermath of this explosion. And in the middle of this, we're taken to Mr. Andrews, who is the creator at the beginning of the comic book creator from the beginning of the issue. He's on the phone with Dirk Dash, and he's wanting to set up a meeting to talk about putting Booster Gold in a comic book for his company, Blaze Comics. And that's really essentially the meat of the issue. We also get other minor bits and pieces of story with Trixie, the secretary at Booster Inc. Booster Gold keeps phoning to Trixie. He's interested in joining the Justice League of America. He's trying to get Trixie on the phone. And then there's another scene of Dirk Dash kind of being rude and quite demanding to Trixie. And it just giving me the idea that Trixie is going to end up being potentially an important character in this run. Otherwise, I don't really understand why she was featured so much in this issue. There was a funny moment where a businessman's waiting to see Dirk Dash have a meeting with him, and Trixie Trixie's cat gets all over him, and he's like, "Get this cat off me!" And Trixie's like, "How dare you be rude to this animal?" And you should be ashamed of yourself. That kind of deal. And I didn't really understand. I didn't really understand the point of Trixie and where that part of the issue was going. But it didn't really take me out of the issue. It flowed well. I didn't get bored with the issue. I didn't catch myself drifting mentally. I wasn't nodding off and falling asleep. I have this terrible habit, even if I'm reading a very good comic book, I have this terrible habit of getting real comfortable and quiet and still and nodding off. And I didn't do that. I was alert and attentive throughout the whole issue, and it was interesting. I liked it. I like Booster Gold. Now I know I like Booster Gold. I'm not really a pseudo fan. I've read his first appearance now. I think issue 2 is going to cover his origin story, so I need to hurry up and track down issue 2 before the market gets to it. Maybe springtime. By the time Huntsville Comic Con rolls around, I'll look for a Booster Gold number 2. But didn't get the origin story. That's really all we got. What I explained. Good lighthearted story. You know, I feel like Booster's going to get outed somewhere. He's going to get figured out. Maybe he gets figured out in Justice League. I may go ahead and read this issue to see how his pursuit of joining the Justice League of America plays out. Interesting to note, this issue came out in February of '86. And then this issue is cover dated August of '87, where Booster Gold joins the Justice League. So, interesting to note that. Oh, and also Booster Gold is referring to them as Justice League of America. And by the time this volume rolls out, they're no longer the Justice League of America. They are the Justice League, and then they become the Justice League International. Yeah, great issue. I would recommend it to anybody if you have, you know, if you're just curious about Booster Gold, don't go out and spend $30 to $50 on even just a reader copy. I would find this digitally through whatever means you read digital comics and rent it there. Or if you can go to your local library, and maybe they have a Booster Gold trade paperback in the library for you to check out and read for free, short of the cost of your membership to the public library. And do it that way. There's no telling where the spec is going to go. I just don't see Booster Gold being like a Booster Gold 1 being like a $250, $300 book. But I think it'll go up. I think it'll continue to go up. I could see Booster Gold 1 in 4 years, 5 years being a $100 9.8 slab, you know. Very interesting character. I think he's got a lot to offer. You know, when I think about what's going on, what I'm seeing now in the DC universe, they're kind of rebooting with the dawn of the DCU, and I think they need to include Booster Gold in their new dawn of the DCU. They kind of missed him in New 52, and it'd be cool to see him come back in dawn of the DCU. So that'll do me, guys. Hope you enjoyed this commentary. I've been filming a lot of commentaries. Hope you enjoyed this review, Booster Gold number 1. Looking forward to the show. Excited about the Gunverse. And until next time, guys.